Pull your coat tighter, friends. We're not in a jungle tonight. We're out on the open steppe, cold, endless, and quiet. Behind us, the fire crackles, but ahead, under that pale silver moon, stands an Ovoo, a mound of sacred stones wrapped in blue silk, old as the spirits themselves. And if you ever dare to pass one at night, you better pray you don't see it move. Because here in Mongolia, they say a shadow walks between the Ovoos. It has no face, no form, only a scream that rides the wind. And if you see it, your soul will never find its way home. Mongolia, a land carved by time itself. The steppe stretches out in every direction, a sea of gold by day, a bed of stars by night. Nomadic herders live by the rhythms of wind and fire, horse and sky. And scattered across this sacred land stand the Ovoo, stone cairns raised on mountain tops, crossroads, and passes, built to honor the sky gods, the spirits of the land, and the ancestors. Travelers circle the Ovoo 3 times clockwise, leaving stones or vodka as offerings, to show respect, to seek protection, to avoid being followed. Because no one in their right mind disrespects an Ovoo. Not here, not ever, unless you're a fool or a foreigner. Let me tell you about Martin Johnson, a Norwegian backpacker, solo traveler, hiker, and a skeptic. In the summer of 2009, he arrived in Kentil province, the land where Genghis Khan was born. He wasn't looking for legends, he was looking for silence, isolation, a real, untouched experience. And he got it. He hiked off trail deep into the sacred hills. Locals warned him not to wander alone without leaving an offering at each Ovoo, but he laughed. Superstition, he wrote in his blog. I'll take pictures of the Ovoo and keep walking. That night, the winds turned strange. Martin set up camp near a dried riverbed. His tent nestled against a low hill, no reception, no lights, no towns for miles. Just him and the cold. Around midnight he heard it. A howl, not of a wolf, but something higher pitched. Human almost, but wrong. Then the wind stopped, dead still. That's when the stones near his camp shifted. He swore he saw the shadow of a figure standing near the Ovoo he had passed earlier, only it hadn't been there before. He tried to take a picture, but his camera glitched, battery 100%, but the screen stayed black. And then, a knock on his tent. Just once, and he opened the flap. Nothing. Only footprints, bare, human in the frost-covered ground. He ran all the way back to the nearest village, and he wouldn't talk about what else he saw. Only that he left Mongolia the next day. This story was first posted on a Mongolian backpacking forum in 2009 and then shared in travel warning blogs in 2011. Martin Johansson's blog did exist but was wiped within weeks of the incident. Screenshots were archived by forum members, and local shamans from Kenti province confirmed that he had offended the mountains and that the spirits were real. No police report was filed, but a tour company confirmed his sudden cancellation and flight home. But this isn't the only story. Locals from Bayan Orgi province tell of a boy named Bat Ardeen, 12 years old. In 1997, he was herding yaks with his father when a sudden storm stopped them to camp near a high mountain Ovoo. At dusk, Bat Ardeen left to collect dry dung for the fire, and he never came back. His father searched the entire night. By morning, the search party found his clothes folded neatly at the base of the Ovoo. No tracks, no blood, and no boy. Just a spiral of disturbed stones leading away into the mist. Locals said the spirit of the Ovoo had taken him, a punishment for urinating too close to the sacred mound. The father left the land, and the family never returned. To understand these stories, you have to understand the beliefs behind them. In Mongolian shamanism, Ovoo are not just markers, they are gateways, portals where spirits gather, where the mountain gods are closest to the earth. Offerings aren't optional, they are survival. And there's a specific spirit that they fear the most, the Karin Surd, the black spirit, a shapeless wraith that guards the sacred sites. It appears as a shadow or a gust of freezing wind, and it follows those who disrespect the Ovoo. Not always immediately, sometimes weeks later, in your dreams, in reflections, and in the silence between footsteps. But once it chooses you, you can't unsee it. There's one more case in 2020, during the early pandemic months. A Mongolian border patrol near the Russian frontier reported seeing a figure wrapped in black silk standing atop a remote Ovoo. Two officers climbed the hill to investigate, and they both reported hearing chanting in reverse. One of them collapsed, and the other vomited blood. Both were hospitalized. One resigned weeks later, and the other is still undergoing therapy for hallucinations. The case was internally documented but never released publicly. An anonymous leak shared the report with a foreign journalist, and it was buried quickly. So if you ever find yourself in Mongolia and you see one of these strange piles of rock and silk, do not walk past it without circling it 3 times. And do not photograph it without asking aloud for permission. Never ever stand directly on it. And whatever you do, don't turn around if you hear footsteps behind you, because it's said that's not a traveler. It's the shadow in the Ovoo. And if you meet its eyes, if it even has eyes, you may find yourself walking in circles forever. Did you feel that? Better leave a stone before we go, just in case.